Very excited to be joined by this guy. I've been telling you about him now for a little while. He's going to be headlining our Valentine's weekend shows, Friday in Auburn, Saturday in Southwick, Mass. Chris Monty joins me. Hey, Chris.
Hey, what's going on? Thank you for having me.
One of the things I wanted to share with the listeners is that you have sort of a throwback vibe. It's almost Rat Packy.
I've been called the Frank Sinatra of comedy.
Really?
So they call me the Frank Sinatra of comedy. But it's just something that when I started, it was always like I learned from some of the older guys that were around. Hey, dress nice,
right,
especially on a nice weekend. You should dress a little bit better than the audience so they feel like you care.
That is a throwback thing. That used to be the rule.
I've kind of went a little snappy casual where I'm not in the full suit with the tie anymore. I kind of do the sport coat now because when you hear where I've come from, I'm too tired now. I am an old guy with kids. I got little kids, and I'm in my 50s. It's ridiculous. I just ruined every retirement plan I had for myself.
I had kids when I was too young, and then I had them again when I was too old.
I started late. As a matter of fact, last night, my 5-year-old looked at me. She goes, Daddy, I just want to tell you, when I become an adult, you can live with me. And I said, I am definitely going to live with you.
She's already figured out you're going to be a senior citizen compared to the other dads, right?
Senior citizen doing shows in Massachusetts on Valentine's weekend, so you know.
My oldest daughter, I used to drop her off at school, and people thought I was the young uncle. Later in life, I would drop my kids off. They thought I was the grandpa.
That's where I'm at now. It doesn't help that I show up with black socks and sandals on. I got a half-lit cigar. I'm in my bathrobe. I'm like, hey, I just woke up.
Friday, Valentine's night in Auburn, Mass. at J. Anthony's. And then Saturday night, we're going to have you again out in Southwick at the Brass Rail Meeting House. You're going to love both of these places, man. We picked these venues, and we've been going back to them because they're great setup.
I've heard nothing but good things about them.
Yeah. What have you heard about me, though, Chris?
Stand-up guy. Great guy.
I don't have to tell you. When a comic asks you, what have you heard about me? And you tell them, well, I've heard you're a good guy. That means not funny. So
clever. I heard very clever. You're very clever.
Really smart jokes. So you got married late also?
I got married at 45 years old. I was just one of those guys that was, I started doing comedy. I started doing well, getting some acting roles and performing in the big casinos around the country and theaters and touring. I was with Joan Rivers for 3 years. So I was doing well, and I was just like, 40, 41. I just was one of those guys like, I don't want to get married. I still don't want to get married, but,
Well, you're in deep now, dude.
I'm in deep now because when I met my wife, we started dating, and then she got dental. And so I said, let me put a ring on this finger now,
it's so important.
Yeah, when you got married young, you married for love when you got married young. When you're married at 45, you're married for, 401k and health care.
Last time, we got married because we were living together, and our kids were putting the pressure on us. It's really strange.
See, that's good.
When your stepdaughter looks at you and goes, you're shacking up. You're shaming the families.
Put a ring on it.
That's right. That's right. Well, listen, man, I'm so excited. You guys know you can get your tickets on the morning show page of the website. Friday night, February 14th at J. Anthony's in Auburn. Saturday night, February 15th, the Brass Rail Meeting House in Southwick. We're going to
have a great time. Listen, just come out, and this will be my first time in that area, and I love meeting new people. So come out, have a good time. It's Valentine's Day weekend. I'm sure there'll be some great drinks and some great food and definitely great comedy.
Chris Monty, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us today, buddy.
Appreciate you having me.